Welcome to Hastings Outdoors, straight from the Mississippi Flyway to your hearts. Let's go! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to yet another episode of Hastings Outdoors. I'm your host, Andrew, coming to you not live in any way, shape, or form, even remotely close to live, from the Dream Building Garage. The garage where dreams are made. Yes, the Adventure Building Garage. My garage, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Come on into the Hastings Outdoor Studio. Kick your feet up, relax, enjoy the show. Please hold your questions for the end of the show, and I will get to them right after the outro portion of the video. Anywho, welcome. Come on in, guys. I tell you what, I'm getting antsy. I don't know. I don't know how to put it into words. I just don't know. It's crazy, guys. With the weather we've had lately, with seeing fields being harvested left and right, man, I'm getting the itch for duck season to be here. I don't want to wish time away. I don't. You can't get it back. But I'm really looking forward to and trying to be patient for duck season to arrive, which for you guys in my northern Indiana area-ish or whatever, season for me opens October 28th. So a little bit of time left, trying not to go crazy until that happens. Obviously, if you guys have your priorities right, hunting isn't your main focus. It's not what you spend most of your time thinking about, planning for, whatever it may be. Nevertheless, it's still something you like to think about. It's still something that may show up in your dreams or come up in conversation or really just, you know what I mean. So I'm trying to hang in there, guys. I'm getting the itch, something fierce. And it doesn't help that I'm trying to learn goose calling. And so I'm watching tutorial videos by, Bobby Guy and I forgot the other dude. Sorry, other dude. But I'm watching these tutorials on goose calling, tips, tricks, all that kind of stuff, and trying to sharpen my skills there. Or really trying to acquire any skill there. And it's driving me nuts because I'm seeing little tidbits of hunting here and there with these videos and stuff like that. And oh my gosh, it's not making it any easier. I'm kind of torturing myself at this point, really. And it's okay, right? I'll get through it. I know. I appreciate your thoughts and prayers, guys, as I struggle through this. And if you're struggling with this as well, I'm with you. Hang in there. Okay, enough goofing around out of the way here, guys. I have to warn you right now, this is going to be a bit of a ramble. It really is. Not really sure. I for most of these episodes, guys, I really don't have a topic in mind. I don't have an idea in mind. I just kind of wing it. And I like to do that because, one, I don't have the time to sit down and research. Okay, well, on today's episode, I'm going to talk about the ins and outs of XYZ. And YZ isn't the best option. But no, I don't sit down. I don't take notes. I don't prep for this, guys. I don't need to. I don't want to. I just like doing this. It's a way for me to kind of hopefully promote like the mission statement said wherever it got to at this point. I'm sorry, guys. Bad housekeeping on my part. Somewhere along these papers here in the important files of nothingness, there should be a mission statement. Yeah, there should be. That's a blank page. There's lots of blank pages. Mission statement, where are you? Oh my gosh. You know, this is absolutely the most professional thing I've ever done, so, there's that. And, oh, hey, nope, that's definitely not it either. One cool thing about using your truck seats for a podcast studio is you have storage. Doesn't do me any good because I didn't put the important stuff in there. But, oh my gosh, guys, I have such a mess. Bear with me, I do apologize. Hey. Yep, nope, that's notes on editing. Hey. Hey, I found it. I got it. Okay. So, I probably should have this memorized, guys, but hey, this is a hobby. I am not looking to get rich or make any money off this. I do it because I enjoy it. It's a nice outlet for me. When I can't go hunting or can't go fishing, I can at least talk about it and hopefully share some tips and tricks and some infotainment for you guys. If, I don't know, worst case scenario, I'm talking to myself, and that's fine. So, I'm going to read this again for what it's worth. The mission statement of Hastings Outdoors, and really the reason I'm doing this, guys, is like I just said, one, it's an outlet, two, it's a hobby, and I just enjoy doing it, and it kind of helps me scratch the itch a little bit on hunting and fishing and outdoors stuff when I can't get out there, and so I crafted this mission statement to kind of put everything in a nutshell as to the goal of this, really. And so the statement is sharing my waterfowl experience and promoting conservation of our natural resources. It's pretty straightforward, guys. So, hey, while I'm at it, I'm going to take this fancy paper and put it in the awesome studio storage compartment. Ta-da! Okay, so I mean, if anyone out there gets an idea, they learn a little trick, or they get a tip on a project they're doing, something like that, then cool, it's worth it. But yeah, obviously, I want to promote conservation, and yeah, share my experience, share my voice, share my thoughts, my opinions, and stuff like that when it comes to the outdoors, waterfowl, hunting, all that good stuff, conservation, the works. And so that's the overall arching theme, with a lot of silliness sprinkled in, a little bit of silliness confetti, just, or sprinkles if you're not diabetic. So little sugar sprinkles on top of the cake for you guys of goofiness, silliness, and hopefully something that makes you chuckle or at least shake your head while you're at work. I'll take either. It's fine. But so, guys, I'm driving myself up a wall, getting ready for season. There's really not a lot to do. So as far as project updates go, kind of long-winded on the intro here. But as far as project updates go, guys, not a whole lot. Just kind of waiting. I have accomplished, if you listen to the last episode, my one project was to create a new, a new duck call lanyard, and that's British for lanyard. So yeah, try to clear up some clutter. And you know what? I'm not too sure about all these calls just yet, but I may just rock it just because I can. But just a brief recap, guys. This was the first lanyard that I had for my first season last year, and there's nothing wrong with it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I have had to fix a few things here and there, but I mean, that's just gear in general. The only thing I didn't like about it is it's too long. There's too much going on, and I don't need every single call I own around my neck all the time. Mostly because a lot of the places I've hunted before, and I feel like I'm not close enough to the mic, but that's just me, guys. A lot of the places I've hunted before, they don't have, or I haven't seen wood ducks there. So these two calls, they don't need to be around my neck. I'm gonna keep them with me though. Obviously, I got my teal call. That's kind of self-explanatory. Then this one, I'm not sure about. This one, like I said the last time, I need to do some more research. But guys, I do it when I can, when I think about it, and it's not number one on my list. So I get to it when I can, folks. But this this mallard Drake whistle from Duck Commander, I'm not sure. I feel like this can be useful, but given the circumstance and the situation, I'm not sure. So I'm gonna look it up and try to learn as much as I can about this. But it is really cool. I have no idea. I know how to make the sound. I don't know which. I know how to make this make a sound. I don't know if it's the proper sound. We'll put it that way. And then obviously this old crusty trusty here from the feeding call. I don't know. I don't know what to do with this because it's just, as far as a call by itself, it's not that good. It sounds interesting, but it's not that good. So I don't know. I really don't know. But I mean, hey, It's my podcast, so I'm gonna play around. In case you guys listened to in case you guys listened to a last episode of my podcast, in case you guys listened to the episode when I talked about practicing my calling and stuff, I don't even know when, guys. Been a while ago. But for you loyal listeners out there, this that call right there, well, not this specific call, but the call, the sound I was making, just to clarify, the feeding call. I've been working on that, and I don't know. I don't have much to compare it to other than like the machine gun stuff that people are doing, and yeah, I don't know. But I've been working on it, so hopefully it sounded better than last time. I don't know. Let's just play around, guys. Let's have some fun. Let's get old Raspy here for the fun times. Anywho, some calls it. So I'm just getting distracted, guys. Call it ADHD. Call it living my life. Call it having fun. Whatever you want to call it, I don't care. It's fine. Your opinion is your opinion. But so I completed this this lanyard, and all I did, guys, there's really nothing to it. Okay, I'll talk you through it. I'll give the abbreviated version of it. Maybe I can't make any promises. So I took paracord. Obviously, you can see it's still on the table. I was doing some tweaking to it too this afternoon. But I literally just took paracord, and I kind of ballparked the length. I did make it a little bit longer than I thought I was going to need. So I started off with about 3.5 foot, give or take, and one strand about 3.5 foot, ballpark. And then I took another strand, approximately double that length, and folded it in half. And I took the single strand and left a loop on the end of it, which I don't know if you guys will be able to see this, but it's kind of, where'd it go? The loop ended up being right here, and that was the start of my braid. And so I left a loop like you would for a paracord bracelet or something like that. So there's a little bit of a loop, and beneath it's a knot from that single strand. And then I just took the three of them. I hung the loop on a screw that I screwed in my workbench, and I just braided them as tight as I could until I got pretty much all the way done. I didn't braid the entire length of it. It wasn't necessary. But what I was doing while I was braiding it, I would stop, hold it around my neck, and try to find where I wanted it as far as length to see how much I needed to braid or whatever, right? So I did that. I got the length to where it needed to be. And then I took, 1 second here, let me find it. Again, I don't think this is going to be the best visual. Excuse me. So I left the two strands, which actually became these two hangers here. So these were the, sorry guys, maybe you can see it there. I don't know. I took these two strands that were left from the original long loop. I left them as they are. And then I just made a knot here with that middle strand to close off the braid and all that good stuff. And then made hangers out of these and then added some hangers above it, as you can barely see on the camera. And yeah, so I made hangers. I just, used the closed scissors, worked it through the braid there, and put some hangers on there. And as far as like knot tying tutorials and stuff like that, guys, definitely not gonna do that because obviously I feel like you guys are gonna have a hard time seeing any of that on the camera anyway. But as far as the knot tying tutorials, there's a lot of really good informational videos on YouTube on how to tie the sliding knots that you use to secure your calls with. It's basically a slip knot, nothing too fancy. And then I used the same knot when I attached, sorry, I'm trying to frame again, when I attached the hanger to the main braided lanyard piece there. So nothing too fancy, guys. And all in all, I'd say there's probably ballpark 12 foot. 12 foot would be a good estimate to give you guys plenty of wiggle room for extras, for redos. If you make a mistake or something, or you just don't like something, you should be able to get away with that. So about 12-ish foot. If you're feeling generous, go for 25 and give you plenty of room. You can make a couple that way probably. But hey, that's my project update, guys. I want to share that with you. And as far as right now goes, guys, I will just run down the roster here of what's on the lanyard. Guys, I don't have very many expensive calls or really quote unquote high dollar calls. And sorry, I had to adjust the mic there. A fuzz, guys. So eventually, I look toward getting some quality calls. I don't know. I'm kind of ignorant with that, guys. So I don't need. I don't really want $500 hanging around my neck duck hunting, but I am interested to see, to learn about different brands, different makes, different models, that kind of thing, and just see what's out there. It's kind of a collection right now at this point. So the roster on the main go-to call lanyard, as I said, these will be with me, but not on me. So if I happen to be out there and hey, a wood duck goes by, guess what? I'm gonna try. But the first on the roster is the Uncle Si from Duck Commander, followed by another Duck Commander, the Shadow, and then this sweet call, guys. This one, I'm really excited about this one because one, it's Ducks Unlimited, so that's pretty awesome. You can't tell by the hat. I don't know if you can see the hat. Can you see the hat? Can you see the hat? See the hat? All right. I'm pretty stoked about this call. One, it supports conservation, and two, it's actually a really cool call, guys. And this isn't sponsored in any way, shape, or form. So it's my honest opinion, guys, and that's what you'll get when you come here. No BS, no. Sorry, I got distracted by the call. No BS, no nonsense. I'm going to tell you what I think, and I'm not going to try to intentionally bash anyone or any brand or anything like that. But I'm going to tell you what I think about it. And this call from Ducks Unlimited, it is the freeze call, I think they call it. I'm just going to look that up real quick and verify because I want to give you guys the most accurate information I can, because I feel like that's I feel like that's the right thing to do. So I'm gonna try to look this up real quick, guys. And like I said, it's got the Ducks logo on it, Ducks Unlimited, and you can get this by either purchasing it from Ducks Unlimited, or I think there is a membership option. I'm not sure if you can just purchase it outright. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Either way, basically, if you sign up for the membership, you get this as kind of a thank you gift. And so let's just go to ducks.org and try to get you guys all the information on this because I want to be as accurate as possible. So while this is thinking, loading, all that good stuff, the Uncle Si and the Shadow from Duck Commander, they are single reed duck calls. Just for your information, this Ducks Unlimited, the freeze call, as I'm going to call it until I verify, is double reed, and it is a Buck Gardner call. They've been around for a long time, and I think there's actually several Buck Gardner calls. Yeah, so my Wood Duck Hammer, that's Buck Gardner as well. What else we got here, guys? The teal call I have, same. And the Wood Duck, the other Wood Duck call is also Buck Gardner, and I think that wraps up the Buck Gardner calls. But they've been around a long time. If you know calls, you've probably heard their name before, the company's name before, I should say, or the guy's name. I really don't know how the company started. Don't know the history of it. So this is taking forever to load. Let's see if it loads faster on the phones. Bear with me, guys. So, by the time I get this pulled up on the phone, it's gonna load up on the computer as well. Oh crap! I can't type. Okay. That's the loading sound for you guys, if you're just listening. So let's see, where is it at? The one downside I will say to Ducks Unlimited is I think their website leaves a little bit to be desired. Navigation is a pinch harder on the website. Well, as of right now, the only thing I can find, guys, unfortunately, is a Ducks Unlimited flannel, which that's a pretty cool shirt. Let me just search for it on their website. Loading. Okay. Well, this is not very helpful, guys. Ugh. Yeah, so I I like Ducks Unlimited. I like the work that they're doing. Why are you not loading? That is so frustrating. But we're just gonna call it the freeze call, guys. I've spent a little bit too much time trying to. If this loads, I'll tell you guys. But I'm gonna. Oh, what the crap! As soon as I say something, guess what? Guess what happens? I put my foot in my mouth. All right. Okay. Well, think a little harder there, computer. Come on. You can do it, buddy. Okay. So yeah, it did load. Yeah, of course it did. Anywho's it's. I'm gonna try not to yell at you guys, but I gotta type. Oh man. So much the same here. Let's see if we can search on the website. See if the desktop search provides us any more information. They might just be out of it, guys. I don't know. I'm finding a lot of articles, but I'm not finding. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Well, that might be a bit of a bummer. That promotion or the whatever you want to call it may have expired. So I don't know. Let's go to the El Google to see what they have to say. Well, I don't know. Okay, well, there's a YouTube video for it. Let's see if the link still works, and I can. You guys might hear some audio from this. Just kidding. I paused it. Okay. Yeah, welcome to Hastings Outdoors, guys. It's a bunch of rambling, and right now I'm doing a pretty sloppy job of things. So there's that. Let's see if that link. See if that link still works. Where? What? Really? What? Green Pearl call. That doesn't even make. That's not even the right call. Oh, that's a different call. Well, okay. Looks like I need to get another call here, guys. That might be an old video. I really don't know. Boy, this is turning into a professional podcast. Okay, now okay. Yeah, well, there's that. I got the old not responding here, guys. Oh, good golly, Miss Molly. That's from 2013. Wow. I saw the 3 at the end of it and thought I was onto something. Anywho's, guys, this best of luck searching this. I haven't had the best of luck as of right now. You guys have witnessed that, but this was I guess we're gonna call it the freeze call, guys. Nice little frosted glass look. Wow, struggling. All right. Anywho, so that is on the roster as well, and then kind of out of order here, but the next up is the Echo cut down call. Really handy to have. And then the Duck Commander Old Raspy. And I talked about these calls in depth. Oh, I almost forgot one. I talked about these calls in depth last time, but, and I promise I'm not going to bore you with making sounds out of each call. But, oh, goodness gracious. I'm having fun, guys. I'm having fun. I hope you guys are having fun. If you're not having fun, if you're listening to this at work, then keep up the good work, buddy. You'll get through it. Eventually. Yeah, so the Primos Honky Tonk Goose Call. I've talked about this a lot. Well, not a lot, but I've mentioned it a lot, I should say. That I struggle with goose calling, and I don't know why. And so I was doing research, and this has turned into an extraordinarily long ramble and rant, whatever you want to call it, to get to this point. Anywho, yeah, so... Oh my gosh, guys. Sorry, I just had the idea to look in the DU merchandise thing to see if that call is available for purchase. Now, if you guys do go to the Ducks Unlimited website and ducks.org, that is, ducks.org. If you misspell that, you'll look at a different sporting goods store. Where is this? I'm looking for this call and losing my marbles, guys. So, if you decide, hey, I'm not really sure I want to be a member, but that's a cool hat, or You want to buy a cool shirt, whatever it may be. If you go to ducks.org and you look at DU merchandise and you look at the merchandise they have, that's a really cool bag. Sorry. But if you look at the merchandise they have trucks, bags, shirts, a gun case, a camo flag. They have a DU belt. But most of the stuff it'll say donate, and some of it says join. So essentially, I don't know how it all works out. I don't know the legalese of it. They are a nonprofit, so you got to be mindful of that. Man, they have some really cool stuff on here, guys. So I'm just going to click on this one. It says donate, and basically it's essentially an online purchase that is counted as a donation. So there you go. Yeah. So you can buy your stuff online. Anywho, if you guys want to support conservation, it's a good way to do it. So back to the Primos honky tonk here after my 13th rabbit trail for the day. I struggle with this, guys, and I don't. It's just, I've mentioned this before, but I'm not a fan of this term, muscle memory. And so the way most of the people have described it in the tutorials I've watched, listened to, whatever you want to call it, to make the honk, I believe it is, the typical goose sound where it's like, ha ha, ha ha, that sound, essentially, you have to raise the back of your tongue to the roof of your mouth. And you're not changing pressure. It's the same steady air pressure. But when you raise the back of your tongue up, it causes the call to break over to give you that pitch change. And for some reason, I struggle with that. And one video I watched, I wish I could give props to this guy. I'll just try to look it up real quick just to give credit where credit is due. See if I can find this video for you. That looks like it. And try to stop this. So okay. Okay, well, that's not going to help me. Let's go to this actual YouTube page. Okay, let's see who it is. Okay, so flights canceled outdoors. I really don't know much about the page. It looks like a lot of waterfowl hunting. Obviously, there's a little play on words there. Flights canceled. You get it because the waterfowl, they fly in, and then when they fly into your decoys and they're trying to land, you can shoot them. Anywho, you guys get it. But I'm having a silly podcast today, guys, and I like it. It's fine by me. So the host, I'm assuming, of this channel did a little tutorial for beginners on goose calling. And it was very informational. It actually seemed really professional. I was kind of surprised because you never know what you're going to get. I mean, you might just get some random dude in his garage talking about who knows what for who knows how long. Stay tuned for more. But to practice that, raising your the back of your tongue to the roof of your mouth to get that call to break over, he said it's like saying the letter K. And it's kind of crazy because when you actually do that and you pay attention to it, your tongue does raise, and you don't even think about it. It's bananas. And no, I'm not going to sing that Fergie song for you. Is it Fergie? No, it's not Fergie. It's Gwen Stefani. We will not edit that out. Anywho, so yeah, I'll give it a whirl, guys. Yeah, I got it. Something. I got something there, guys. Yeah, that's about where I'm at. So, long way to go and a short time to get there. We're going to do what they say can't be done. Hopefully. We'll see. So, anywho, guys, rambling about calling, all that good stuff. I do want to talk about, man, oh my gosh. I don't know how long I spent rambling about that, so it's all good. Oh, wow. Way, way longer than I thought. So finally getting to the season prep portion of the show here, guys. Woo. Yep. Howdy. Don't look at me like that. You know you like it. Anywho's, season prep, guys, finally. I've been talking about how I want to change my spread up. Uh, it's still set up for teal. Teal was a wash. Now I'm approaching duck season. I need to get a little more mallard centric, a little less teal centric. So it's a matter of swapping out about a dozen decoys. That being said, maybe this is my hope. I hope that I can do this. We'll see when I talk to my better half what she has to say about it, and see if we can come to an agreement there. So keep me in your prayers, guys. We'll see what happens. But I want to hopefully add some black ducks and a few woodies. I have some older woody decoys. I may try to use those, but they definitely look old, and there are some stuff you can do to like kind of touch them up a little bit, but I don't know. I may try that. I may not. We'll see what happens. So basically, if you take goodness gracious, a semi-gloss clear, or do they make a flat clear? That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Like to get that frosted look. Probably wouldn't work out well. So like a semi-gloss clear, you wash your decoys, you spray them with a light coat of that, just to get a fuzz of a sheen on there. Not much. You don't want it shiny. But I've seen guys talk about that before, and that's actually what I tried last season with the older decoys I had. So I may try that with those wood duck decoys. I'm not all that sure. We'll see. But going to talk to Mama Bear about getting some black duck decoys. Now, that being said, this portion of the episode is definitely not brought to you by Rogers Sporting Goods, but we're talking about Rogers Sporting Goods. So, if I don't yell at you while I'm typing again, let's just see what Rogers Sporting Goods has on sale for black ducks. Hopefully it's Final Approach. Why? Because Final Approach is awesome. And again, not sponsored. What in the what? Go away. Shoo. Okay, there's a bit of a pop up there, guys. So, black ducks. And go. All right. That's still loading. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Oh, Final Approach. Live flocked black ducks for 110 bucks. That's a 6-packer. Not too sold on that. They look great, guys, but that's some salty decoys right there, boys. So, Final Approach, the HD black duck floaters, non-flocked. There's is it a 6-pack? We shall see. For $70. That's a little more of my liking. And then there's another option for, live black duck floater 6-pack for $80. It's a little more, but, we'll see. And that's, there's Avian X. So if you want a 6-pack of Avian X, you can spend $130. That's the sale price right now. I like Avian X, guys. I do. I really think their decoys are sharp. They look good. However, they're overpriced. I'm going to throw that out there. They're just overpriced, guys. Really, they are. Because when you compare them to a brand like Final Approach, if you guys have listened, you know I'm a fan of Final Approach's decoys. They look great. I am super impressed with their decoys and the price. I got everything through Rogers Sporting Goods. They were all on sale, and you can't beat it, guys. I think, all in all, if I totaled up the decoys I've purchased and really replaced all my decoys, $200-300, and I've got a lot of decoys. So much so that I don't know. I think I may need to get more rigs for the decoys. So yeah, there's some Avery black ducks, 6-pack for $89.99 on sale. DOA decoys. I've been kind of looking at these guys lately. They have some pretty cool looking decoys. They have a 6-pack for $69.99 right now in Rogers. And then they actually have, Lucky Duck has a motion duck for black ducks. Yeah, and pretty much every brand you can imagine is on here, guys. There's a 12-pack of G&H decoys, black ducks floaters for $129.99. So yeah, pretty much any brand you can imagine, guys. Rogers has a really good. Ooh, nah, they saw me coming, guys. Now they just threw out the calls. Why would you do that to me, Rogers? Anywho, so going back to these Final Approach decoys, guys. Yeah, so the live black ducks is a 6-pack, and for all intents and purposes, the HD also looks like a six pack. Probably shouldn't yawn on my podcast, but that's okay. It's my podcast, right? Yeah, I'm gonna throw out and just say it's a six pack because the only picture they're showing shows six. So one cool thing about Final Approach is they have um, their they worked with Pat Godden. He's a 17-time world champion carver for decoys, so that's pretty cool. They got some got a professional in there to do their decoys, but yeah, I mean they're pretty sweet guys. So I may try to convince my wife that these black ducks are definitely essential for my wants, not so much my needs, but we'll see what happens there. So that being said, I'm probably gonna have to add some more rigs to the set, and hopefully add some black ducks in there. And the reason I like the black ducks, the idea of the black ducks, is one, I really don't know if they're. Goodness gracious, got some hiccups going on here, right out of the old blue. Oh, pardon me. Um, I like the black ducks because it's a really stark contrast. You can I think it's more of a good contrast, and just my opinion as far as the quote unquote confidence decoys go. I like the contrast of them, and I've actually tried painting. My first season, I wanted to explore opportunities or possibilities, whatever you want to call it, with confidence decoys, which I am still on the fence on whether a confidence decoy really helps the birds or if it just provides more confidence for the hunter. Still not sure. Either way, I guess it's positive. But I think the black ducks they stand out better, and so I took some of my old mallard decoys and actually painted them black with flat black, left it flat black, and I painted the mallard hens flat black and kind of threw those in. And I don't know if it did anything. I really don't know if it helped or anything. I have no, I have zero data on the success rate of that, but couldn't hurt. So uh, what the options I have are, and see if that's available to me. And if that's the case, then I'm going to, like I said, make the spread a little more mallard centric. That seems to be the predominant species in the area, and especially early season because that's the only local we have other than maybe some divers. I'm not sure. So local birds, predominantly mallard, and so my set is going to reflect the local-ish populations, if you will. So I'm going to have what I have half a dozen of Canada floaters. I'm going to have ballpark. I don't know how many I have to be honest with you guys. Somewhere in the ballpark of 2 to 3 dozen mallard floaters, and then maybe sprinkling some woodies, and then hopefully some black ducks. We'll see. We'll see. I'll keep you guys updated on that. But starting off relatively big as far as the spread the set goes. This for early season, and then as the season goes on, that's when I'll probably throw in like the motion duck and stuff like that, and cut back the numbers of fuzz. Just because from everything I've read, seen, listened to, and whatnot from more experienced hunters, they say that tends to help them get those ducks who are a little weary to finish better. Because the later season I should probably do this in the morning after coffee or something like that. But I don't drink coffee. The later the season pushes on. Wow, struggle with that like 5 times already. So the longer the season goes on, we'll just change it all together. The more the more ducks that have migrated, obviously, so that and the more people hunting, so on and so forth. By the time the ducks get to the lower states or even the Midwest, they've probably seen a lot of spreads. They don't necessarily know that it's not real ducks, But they've seen mistakes that people have made. They've seen all kinds of spread patterns. They've seen all kind of stuff. They've been exposed to a lot of stuff. They've been shot at, and they've been pressured. And so the longer the season pushes on, the more you want to try to adapt your tactics. Probably shouldn't say this, I guess. For you guys in southern Indiana, I definitely recommend this. For you guys at north of Indiana, do whatever you want. It's a free for all. Whatever's legal, right? Maybe I'm just trying to help myself out there. But as the season presses on, guys, you got to be mindful that these birds have been pressured. By the time they get to you and by the time they get to Louisiana, they've seen everything. And so the boys down south, they got to be pretty smart and on the ball with what they do, because these birds have seen everything. They've been through everything. They've been through the gauntlet of waterfowl hunters along their migration. So adjust your tactics accordingly. So as the season goes on, I will weed out numbers in my spread and try to get it down to a little bit smaller. And that's when I'll throw in heavy motion. I will have every single motion item I have out in the spread. And that includes the, oh my gosh. Man, brain farts galore today, guys. I believe it's the motion duck I'm thinking about. Well, yes. The motion duck spreader. Which one do I have here, guys? Okay. What do you guys call? Oh, seriously, guys? I don't want to sign up for email. I'm trying to provide you guys information right now. I'm advertising for you, motion ducks. What are you doing? So I have the just the 4-duck motion duck spreader. Ideally, someday I'd like to get like the big one, or the ultimate, they call it, just to have on hand for different situations and scenarios, that kind of thing. But for the most part, solo hunting, that seems like a lot more work than I want to deal with by myself. So, oh man, they got a feeder spread or a decoy feeder system. That's pretty cool. Okay, so you can put your feeder ducks on there and get you some motion. Actually, I think we're going to talk about this because this is awesome. I haven't seen this yet. It's $30. It's a two decoy system, and if you guys don't know motion ducks, just go to motionducks.com. Check it out. From my experience and my limited experience, but my opinion, it's a really good way to get motion in your spreads. It functions the same as a jerk rig. However, the way it works, it just looks way better, and it's a lot easier to use and set up. It's a spreader system, so it has tent-like poles that kind of snap into each other, and they snap into a central hub. And then on the ends of those poles, there's little leads that come up with. Goodness gracious, guys, I am on point today. They have swivels. That's it. Swivels. They have clips on the end of it, so you can attach your decoys to it. And then you want to set that system out where you want motion in your spread. And then beneath that, you'll drop an anchor, and then you run the cord back to your blind, your hide, your kayak, whatever it may be. And then you pull against that, and the anchor attaches with a bungee. So when you pull the spreader, it pulls the bungee. The anchor doesn't move. You let go. Bungee recoils. Motion. It looks really cool. But yeah, now they have one. I don't know how long they've had this out before. But it's a two duck system set up for feeders, and I'm not sure how this works, but it looks cool. So hey, there's that. Check it out. But yeah, so motion heavy towards the end of the season for sure. And like I said, I'll get the Lucky Duck out there, the motion duck spreader. Bear with me while I'm doing some stuff here, guys. And I'm trying to. Sorry, I'm trying to look up the other item I purchased for motion. It's kind of a rippler, but it's kind of not. So Let's just Google here, guys. Okay, so the Lucky Duck Quiver Magnet, and man, that's cheap. It is $20 at Sportsman's Rogers Sporting Goods again. So shout out to Rogers. I really should set up a deal with them. Anywho, so it's $20. It's just, it looks like a gray can, about yay big, and obviously it has an oscillating little motor in there, battery operated. And you just set that out like you would a decoy. You hook it to one of your rigs, set it out there, and it just quivers. It puts ripples in the water. So that's a good way to get motion and ripples on the water. Then I've got the Lucky Duck, that, the perpetual landing duck, and then the spreader to actually move the decoys around. So definitely going to hit that hard later in the season for sure. And obviously with a smaller spread, just to try and get those guys, those weary ducks, those highly pressured ducks towards later in the season, to close and finish like I want to. Ideally, every duck would finish in the pocket, aka the pocket of the spread. That'd be nice, but get them to close in finishing range and an ethical range. So that's the goal, right? So long-winded podcast about a whole lot of nothing, guys. Hopefully some tips and tricks along the way. Hopefully a laugh here and there. But stay tuned for more on the next episode, guys. And yeah, I think we covered about everything I didn't plan on talking about today. So I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for listening. Check out Hastings Outdoors on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Like, share, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. Thanks for listening.